NBA rumors: Bulls believe in playoff push if healthy amid DeMar DeRozan trade buzz. The Chicago Bulls are not yet ready to be sellers despite an 11-16 start to the season. Chicago officials have told inquiring teams they believe they can make the playoffs when healthy, Jake Fisher of Yahoo Sports reported. Rival teams are still closely monitoring the Bulls if they become sellers ahead of the February 9 trade deadline. ESPN's Zach Lowe reported on the Lowe Post podcast that the Los Angeles Lakers have had discussions about potential trades for DeMar DeRozan and Nikola Vucevic. One key for the Bulls is the health of Lonzo Ball, who is yet to play this season as he recovers from a knee injury. The guard is still apparently a way away from getting back onto the court. "We're not close to running or cutting or contact," head coach Billy Donovan said last month. If Ball doesn't progress and the Bulls continue to fall down the standings, it could be time for the organization to start looking at a rebuild. Vucevic is set to become a free agent in the off-season, but the squad could get a solid return in a trade before the deadline. The two-time All-Star center remains productive while averaging 16.3 points and 10.6 rebounds per game, which would be his fifth straight season averaging a double-double. DeRozan could be in even higher demand while averaging 26.2 points per game in 2022-23. The five-time All-Star was an MVP candidate early last season, but the Bulls' struggles could make him expendable before becoming a free agent in 2024. Zach LaVine remains the team's face of the franchise and is under contract through 2026-27, while Chicago can rebuild around Patrick Williams and Ayo Dosunmu. DeMar DeRozan preaches urgency as Chicago Bulls suffer another heartbreaking loss. At this stage of the season there is virtually no margin for error for the Chicago Bulls. While there may be a ton of basketball left to be played this season, the Chicago Bulls have struggled to find their footing thus far. With yet another heartbreaking loss, this one against the Atlanta Hawks on an improbable buzzer beater by rookie A.J. Griffin, DeMar DeRozan has been preaching an urgent tone when it comes to turning things around. The Bulls have shown flashes of brilliance in some games, at other times, they look completely puzzling. The grizzled veteran that he is, DeRozan has been trying to get the team to play with more consistency, and it's about time that everyone else on the team follows suit. Start turning things around. At 11-15, the Bulls stand in 11th place in the Eastern Conference. However, apart from the Boston Celtics and the Milwaukee Bucks, no other team has stood out. In fact, Chicago is just 5 games behind the third-seeded Cleveland Cavaliers. With plenty of basketball left to play, the Bulls have time to turn things around. And while the team struggles to right teammates to step up their intensity and start playing like a team hungry for success. We've got to chip away at this thing. We dug ourselves a hole, and now we've made it difficult on ourselves, so every single game is extremely We've got to approach it, mentally, physically, emotionally, said DeRozan. No margin for error. NBA players often say that the regular season is a marathon, not a sprint. However, with how they started the season, there's no margin for error regarding the Bulls and their bid to return to the playoffs. Every loss is significant and can have long-term implications on where they eventually end up in the standings. We just don't have a margin for error to say it's December 12th, and it's okay, said head coach Billy Donovan. And it's okay.